This is a preview of one of our Patreon bonus episodes. If you like what you hear, you can get access to all of our bonus episodes by supporting us on Patreon at the $1 tier. Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of Spoilers Intended. I'm Andrew, joined with
four. Steven.
Joined for Steven and Ryan.
Yes, we are both here, and this is for us.
This is a very special bonus episode that we have gone through months of rigorous research and watching
training,
and things.
The pain that it has caused us.
A lot of pain.
But yeah, okay, so this is our Who is the Best Bond ranking episode. Yes. And if you are unfamiliar with where we are coming from here, so we had the 007 double headers over the past couple of months, and basically we picked the two top on IMDb. We had to have a third party pick the two of the best film for each actor.
They weren't our favorite Bonds, each of us. It was the two highest rated, on IMDb.
And then, so we watched all those, and now we are here, and we've seen all of the best that each Bond has to offer.
We had two from Connery, two from Roger Moore, one from
Lazenby and Dalton.
Two from Brosnan, two from Craig.
Yep. And so now we're going to sit down, and we all have our own tabulated lists of who we think is the best Bond in ranking order.
Indeed.
And then we're going to kind of lay it all out, and then we're going to politic it out to try and see if we can come up to a consensus of the top of the best Bond.
Oh, we have to come up with a consensus.
So before we do that, I just wanted to shout out to thank you all of the patrons who have made this episode possible. You guys really do keep the lights on and help us, just support the show, hosting
pay
fees.
Those hosting fees.
New soundboard. We have a great one. It's actually pretty fantastic.
Yeah, you contribute to that. You contribute to other things as well.
But yeah, so seriously, thank you so much for supporting the show, because we love doing this, but it always is tough whenever, hosting fees are expensive, right?
The soundboard lets us do stuff like this.
Now stop, please, dear Lord.
Oh, no.
Let them feel like it was a good investment.
We shouldn't have given it to Ryan.
The power flows through me.
What I want to know is which one of those pads does the Bond fact?
Oh, I should have had that on here.
Oh, you should have.
Get wrecked.
Bond fact. It's a new soundboard. We haven't figured it out yet.
But yeah, okay, so we're just going to go ahead and just dive right in. Okay, so I have my list.
You do?
Okay, yeah. And I'm going to preface this list I have a rubric that I made for this.
Oh, my gosh.
I have 5 categories.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. Is there like an acronym? It's called the SWAT system. S stands for suave.
No,
it's the SEER system.
Oh, no.
Why did you give him that idea?
What if I created?
All right, so we have suave, stealth,
Dang it.
effectiveness, action, and romance.
Yes, that is the appropriate use of this. Did you start your thing off with double S's?
Okay, hold on.
Yes.
Yeah, you could spread those out a little bit, right?
Seer.
Go through them one more time. I was half paying attention trying to find the sad trombone over here.
Right,
okay,
so
for real. Let me just parse it in my brain so I'm ready for it.
All right, so we have 5 categories. We have suave, stealth,
Okay.
effectiveness. So if he's effective at his job.
Right, yeah.
Then we have action. If he's good at, hand-to-hand combat, doing...
So not the action in the movies, but if the person...
How competent he is.
Got it.
And then romance.
So, like, how good of a lover he is.
Yeah. Well, really, how effective he is at getting women.
You missed one. This would be like the seared. We need drinking. How good of a drinker is he?
I mean, they all drink.
They all drink, yeah.
They all romance. That means you can judge them on it. Come
very true.
on.
But it's the same drink every time, almost.
It's not, though. It changes.
It does change.
It does change, yeah.
Get wrecked.
Okay, so...
I'm updated. I'm going to go with the modified, the sear 2.0. It's seared.
Seared.
Okay,
seared salmon, please.
So based on this rubric that I have so rigorously made before this episode, this is my ranking.
Get me out.
This is my ranking for the best James Bond in order.
Okay.
Number
now,
one.
did you weight each of these by like point system or like?
No, this is how I felt.
Okay.
Oh, he did
Purely
all this,
scientific.
He did all this science to come down.
You
to
did all
how
the
did I
science
feel?
to a point. Got it. Now I'm on board.
All right,
I'm
so-
gonna write this down. Go ahead.
Pierce Brosnan, number 1. I think he is the best Bond
Okay.
by the numbers.
Okay.
Now, when can
well,
we
hold on,
jump in
hold
with
on. No,
if we
hold on,
agree
hold
or
on.
not? Do we want to go through
by the numbers, by which you mean subjectively with my gut feeling?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
When do we jump in with our thoughts? Do we want to talk each one, or do you want to go through your whole list
let's
first?
each get our own list out there, and
Got
then
it.
we'll go
Okay.
back and do each Bond and see what kind of consensus we can
Okay.
arrive.
Love it.
Yeah. So Pierce Brosnan, I think, is the best Bond.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna dial that back. We're gonna go start from the bottom. We're gonna
Oh
move
my
our way up.
gosh.
Okay.
I'm just so bad at this.
Delete everything I just did.
Yeah, all right, go ahead. Come on.
All right. Number 5, George Lazenby.
There's 6.
6.
This
This is off to a banging start.
is the worst metric ever. How? You're supposed to be the one that loves Bond. How do you mess this up?
You're also the only one with a rubric. All right, so right now, just to be clear, you've got Brosnan at 1 and Lazenby at 6, not 5th.
6.
Continue with your list, and you're going bottom up.
To be fair, I do have all 6 on here. I just said 5 by accident.
He's just not good at counting.
You're human, you know? We all are. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Okay, number 5, actual number 5.
Yeah.
Roger Moore.
Okay.
Then number 4. This is going to be a controversial pick.
Is it?
Sean Connery.
Ooh, okay, it is
Wow.
controversial.
It's controversial.
Number 3, Timothy Dalton.
Okay.
And then by transitive property here, Daniel Craig would be number 2, and then Pierce Brosnan would be number 1.
Gotcha.
So I'm not going to lie. I don't hate this ranking. I disagree with it on a lot of levels, looking at my own, but I don't hate this ranking.
Same.
I didn't have the guts to do what you did and be like, you know what, Pierce Brosnan, he was like
Coward.
looked like the perfect Bond, but his movies were terrible. He's still number 1.
Well,
Couldn't do it.
but that's the thing, though. It's not we're not looking at the quality of every single film. Because if
Yeah.
you're looking at that,
hold
basically
on.
like
You're
50% of
making
every single Bond film is bad.
trash.
You're
Yeah.
making a lot of assumptions about what rubric we used, sir.
No, that's fine.
Mr.
You
Sear.
Look, we all have our own.
Sear?
We all have our own acronymed list. Okay.
No, we don't.
I know. I'm trying to come up with one off
I
the
would
top
like
of my
to
head.
assure you that I do not have an acronym.
Okay. So
list.
that's my list. You can love it or hate it.
Okay.
Let's go.
I don't hate it.
And that's the thing. Timothy Dalton is my favorite.
I know.
Bond,
Yeah, I know.
Sure.
but I don't think he is the best Bond.
Right.
Right.
Like that. That's kind of where I'm at here.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't give it to me.
So-
I wanna-
someone
I
else-
wanna-
I'll go next.
Get in here.
So
Get in
do
here,
we go
Bond
top to bottom or bottom to top?
Bottom to top.
Start with number
Okay.
1 and then reverse it and go back to the
I'll do the
bottom.
same thing Andrew did. Okay. Number 1, Brosnan.
Oh. Okay.
What is going on around here?
Yeah. Number 6.
Taste.
Number 6, Lazenby.
We're pretty much there already.
Number 5, Dalton.
Ooh, that
I know.
That's tough.
Number 4. I'm like, wait, no, which number? Number 4, Moore.
Okay. Yeah.
Number 3, Craig.
Ooh.
Number 2, Connery.
Oh my.
That's my list.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna come in here, just ready. So you got to remember,
Guns blazing.
Remember, you're starting on 1, then going to 6.
I
and
know.
that's-
I know how the system works. We've established how the system works. That's just a thing from now on. We start at the top and then we go backwards.
No, this only happens in this episode.
You got to remember now. If you go back and listen to, or you have recently listened to our ranking of intros to Bond films,
Yeah.
Andrew and Ryan have a lot riding on these choices, and I don't. I'm here for the sheer entertainment of this.
I was on the
gonna
phone with
pick
my bookie
Lazenby as
before I got
number
on
one.
here. I said,
Yeah.
put $100,000, everything we have.
So, having said that, my number 1 choice.
What's your acronym?
Seared.
I already told you this. You just put drink on the end of yours. No, not seared. Seared.
Seared. You got to hit that S.
Or maybe Cesard.
Cesard.
Cesard. Anyways,
Number 1, Stephen.
number 1, Sean Connery.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. I don't know about that.
Down to the bottom. All right, we have consensus. George Lazenby.
Number 6, Lazenby.
Coming in last.
Yeah.
No controversy here. Number 5, Timothy Dalton.
Oh, that's so rude.
Wow.
Number 4, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh my.
My
What?
word.
Yeah. Number 3, Roger Moore.
Okay.
And number 2 is Daniel Craig.
Okay, well, we could at least agree on Daniel Craig. Why? Okay, why?
No. We can at least agree on Lazenby.
So me and
looking
you
at the
agreed
list,
on Daniel Craig.
right? So
Yes.
Lazenby's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew and I both have. Let's just start at the top. So Andrew and I both have Brosnan at the top.
Yep.
So that's like we can politic that one out. And number 2, Stephen and Andrew have Craig. I've got Connery. We can talk that one through. Number 3, I've got Craig. Stephen has Moore. Andrew has Dalton. So that's where things get. The middle of this list is where it gets dicey.
I do want to hear what kind of criteria did you use for this?
Well, so let me go through the rest of the list real quick. Then I'll go
All right,
through my justification.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then at 4, I've got Moore. Stephen has Brosnan. Andrew has Connery. So again, the middle of the list kind of.
It's muddled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said that was number 4?
Yeah. Number 5, Stephen and I have Dalton. Andrew has Moore. And then
Yep.
we all have Lazenby.
Last.
Lazenby is last.
George. George is last.
George Lazenby.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, okay. So I'm going to go through my list and give you my justifications.
Okay.
Then let's go to Stephen, then Andrew, and then let's start to politic out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's get some ground rules.
So-
we already have Andrew's
Action, romance,
Abomination.
suave, stealth, effectiveness.
abomination.
You know what? I'm adopting this. We're going to go through. Okay. For me, the reason Brosnan is number 1 is because I think after watching all these movies, right? Oh, well, specifically the 2 we watched for each,
Yes,
The best,
correct.
the
each
best
episode.
examples.
Yeah. I feel like he has the most ability to have the comedy and the quips and do the serious stuff and balance both of those perfectly.
Yeah.
Whereas I feel like someone like Craig does the action really, really well.
He does.
But the comedy is very dry and kind of, sparse in those movies because that's not what
Almost
those movies are.
non-existent sometimes. Yeah.
Right. And so, and with Connery, you had, a lot of the quippy stuff, but he was more suave.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a lot of the serious part going on.
Connery did hit the top of my suave meter.
Yeah, I can see why.
I mean, it's Sean Connery.
Yeah. And then so I had Connery second because I feel like, you got obviously the suave meters off the charts. I feel like he is very iconic in his role as Bond.
He is.
And I feel like a lot of the things that hold him back aren't so much his portrayal of Bond,
It's
so much
just the
as
product of the times.
a product of the times. Yeah. Craig,
I can agree there.
I love Craig's movies. I would probably say I like Daniel Craig's Bond movies better than I like Connery's movies, but I think Daniel
Like
Craig's
as a
portrayal.
portfolio of movies.
Yeah, as a portfolio of I'm going to rewatch these movies. I think those are the Connery movies are very popcorn. Let's have fun. The Craig movies are very I'm going to watch this. Sam Mendes directed this one, type thing. But his performance as Bond is very good and very serious, but it is...
You lose a lot of the fun.
You lose a lot of the fun.
Yeah.
And that was something I recognized after doing this. I'm glad we did this rewatch because usually when I do Bond marathons, you're so awash in so much Bond that you're just you come unhinged from reality for a while. So I like Craig's performance as Bond, but it's very serious.
It is. Yeah.
Moore I had down for number 4 simply because it was a toss-up for me between Moore or Dalton, and I just have more fond memories of Moore in the role because growing up, I watched a lot of the Roger Moore movies. And so even though he's extremely schmarmy and very almost too ham-fisted, the movies that he did that were that were good, I feel like were really good portrayals as Bond. He kind of lacked on the serious stuff. He's almost like the opposite of Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
Dalton I put 5th just because I think Dalton as a serious Bond does really, really well. But
There's really not a lot else there.
Well, he didn't really have the body of work to develop that either.
He didn't either. But in especially the one movie we watched, for him, it felt like when they did try to work in the quips, it didn't quite work. And so I feel like it's
he was the proto Brosnan.
Yeah, he was. He it's like he had to walk so Brosnan could run type thing. Like he had the serious side going pretty good.
And he had the action side of it as well that he did really well. He got second in my action rubric.
And then Lazenby's last. I really did not like Connor Massey's Secret Service, and I did not like his portrayal as James Bond. So that's my list and my justification.
Mm-hmm.
Steven.
Okay, so
Steven's just like the chaos demon over here.
I know. Have fun.
Thanks for listening to this preview of one of our Patreon bonus episodes. If you like what you heard, you can hear the rest of this episode and get access to all of our other bonus episodes for just $1. Go to patreon.com/spoilersintendedpodcast.